Warrior, February. Let's talk about it. Do you know what it stands for? Around here at the Warriors, it stands for Teen Dating Violence and Awareness Month. I don't really like naming different months for different this, different that awareness because for us at the Warriors, I believe these issues must remain on top 24/7, 365. But you know what? It can't hurt if we have a couple of weeks devoted to talking about it, handing out resources, getting kids, teens, young people to open up, talk about what might be indicators, what they might do, how families are feeling. Because right now, everything we talk about on the Warriors, everything we work with, everything we deal with, how we help survivors, how we educate, I like to say it's a big wheel with a lot of spokes. And each spoke stands for one thing, and all of those spokes together make the wheel go round. Please make sure you're subscribed to our videos. Also, lynswarriors.org. New newsletter going out. Make sure you go on lynswarriors.org and scroll down on the right side and sign up. All about AI, and I'll have a lot to talk about that in the near future. But let's get back to this Teen Dating Violence and Awareness Month. There's a wonderful website, loveisrespect.org. Did you hear what I said? Love is respect. Kids today, and who can blame them, are overwhelmed and they're seeing so much, whether online. We just have the Grammy Awards, and if kids watch that, and young people, and a lot of them do, maybe not on the TV, but they're watching it on their devices, they're seeing all kinds of sexuality and all kinds of nonsense. And you know what? So they're seeing things in streaming. They're seeing things in music, entertainment. They're seeing things at school. But here's what I want to say, that today, 2025, 1 in 3 teen girls, no, I'm going to rephrase that, 1 in 3 teens report that they are suffering from, they are at the hands of teen violence. That can be verbal, physical, psychological. 1 in 3. Now, what do I always tell you? If those are the numbers we know, the numbers are always higher. I corrected myself there because the hidden victims always are boys and young men. We don't talk enough about them. So in that 1 in 3 are also boys. Now, also, we want to talk about college campuses. Young women and men on college campuses, the last stat, and this is old because I remember reporting on this last year, 43% say they suffer from some sort of abusive and coercive relationship. So what are we going to do about all this? We're going to talk about it. Teens and young people have to know what's appropriate and what's not. Where are they going to get that information? Well, a lot of them get it online. So go to loveisrespect.org. I'll tell you why. That website clearly points out what are indicators, because kids don't understand when young women are showing up in emergency rooms with strangulation marks around their necks, because that is their first experience with a boy, and because we're a family program, I'm not going into detail on purpose. I want all of you warriors out there to do some homework on these issues. You can't just be handed everything, especially if you're a parent or a grandparent or a caretaker for children. You have to educate yourself about what is really happening. And so if young women, girls, are showing up with strangulation marks, this is how boys and young men are treating them. And where are they learning that? Online, right? Girls are accepting that behavior because they think it's normal. They're seeking love. They're seeking attention. Now, we both know strangulation, there's nothing normal about that. So Love is Respect, you'll get a bunch of very necessary indicators of what's correct, what's not correct, things to think about. You'll also get the resources of a phone number where you can chat. Remember, it's free, a lot of free resources, and just ask questions. The smartest people I know ask questions. If you don't know something, you ask questions, you research it. You also will find out, what if your family doesn't like your boyfriend or girlfriend? How are you going to deal with that? You're not going to run away, hopefully. You're going to work with your family to find solutions. So I'm calling upon all warriors this month of love, February, right? Valentine's Day, that we focus and put our attention on the teens, on the young people, and explain to them. Because I want to say it could be about 10 years ago now, 8, 10 years ago, what I would consider a very smart a young college graduate, going for her master's actually, very smart. And she actually asked me in the middle of a coffee shop one time, she said, "Can I ask you a question?" I said, "Sure." What was it like to date? She had no concept of, she was like, where do you meet people? She had no concept growing up in the bubble of the internet. She just didn't understand that dynamic of you meet people at work, you meet people at the gym, you meet people maybe walking your dog, you meet people, people went to bars and restaurants, parties, people were matchmakers and things like that. You meet people. She was so isolated, yet so brilliant in her field she was working in for her master's, but she had no concept. And for a moment I stumbled. I didn't even know how to answer her. I was so taken aback. But that was my first inkling, and that was a while ago now. Now, fast forward, we've had so much happen with the internet causing, and we have plenty of studies, this isolation, right? Or portrayals. How about all the reality television from the Kardashians? Name it, you go down the list, where young people think that's how life is. That's what it is. And therefore, they don't know anymore. Schools certainly aren't teaching, for the most part, anything about healthy relationships, dynamics of relationships, how to deal with your parents in relationships. So let's all focus on, what do I always tell you? Talking to our children open and honestly, pointing out what's appropriate and not, but also doing it together. So it's not you telling them and dictating. Let them learn on their own and have a discussion with them. Give them the tools to do all of this. I was recently part of a wonderful teen safety summit with the Wonder Girls, and these are girls 12 to 17. And the crux of their whole organization, their mission is healthy teen empowerment, being safe. What does that dating look like? What does a dynamic with just a friend, two females or two males, what is that supposed to look like? Because we have been so dispersed, especially over the last few years, the kids, they don't even know. But an interesting fact, and something that's very positive, is young people, the alpha generation, the 0 to 14, they're especially looking for, and the Gen X and all that I'm hearing too. They're looking to television shows we watched in the 80s and 90s, things like the Golden Girls, 4 women living together, the dynamic of a family, may not all be related, right? Family, friendship, female, also friends, how male and females mingled, lived in New York City, the 6 of them, and all of their escapades, I will say. They're looking to see, what was that like? Where did they go? Everything about that. So we have our work to do, and let us devote ourselves this month of love, right? Certainly when I'm seeing tremendous ads for Valentine's Day and inundated online with all kinds of things for Valentine's Day, let us take a step back and let us teach our kids what healthy relationships look like, whether it is the traditional, male, female, boyfriend, girlfriend, dating, or whether it's 2 females, girlfriends, or two males. What is that supposed to look like? In all of this, we traditionally talk about girls and young women, but let's not forget boys and young men, the forgotten victims. The website, again, is Love is Respect. Indicators, resources, phone numbers, a wonderful place to go, read, and start the discussion at home with your child, grandchild, family member. Everybody knows a kid somewhere. Please honor our hashtag Community Creates Change. This is indeed a way you can do that. Loveisrespect.org, lynswarriors.org. And when you wake up each and every day, go out and be a warrior.